All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. All right, so in today's live stream, we will do a market update and then we'll play a few games of chess. Let me make sure my mic is working before we get started. Let me just make sure the mic is working before we get started. All right. We'll do a market update and then we'll play a few games of chess. Let me make sure my mic. All right, looks like my mic is working. Looks like my mic is working. All right. So actually, this week I have off from work, so it's whole week off. I go back to work next week. I've noticed. I've noticed this before when I took vacation that everything seems to run smooth during these hours, like from 8 to 12 o'clock, typically when everybody's at work, and everything just seems like a lot easier to get to the grocery store, the mall. There's just not a lot of people. So, I say that to say that ultimately that should be the goal where you could just own 100% of your time and you can, be at places where at times where it's not that hectic, right? Because when you get out of work 4:30, you go to the grocery store, and it's just there's so many people getting out of work. You run into a lot of traffic. Like today, I woke up. I typically wake up early, 5 o'clock, 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I left the house around 8. I went to the gym, also the gym too. I would say not a lot of the machines were taken during that 9:30 to 10 o'clock time period, because even in early in the morning, people are trying to get to the gym before they go to work. And that was another place that I seen that wasn't as packed, which was nice, right? You could just get in and get out. All right, I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought it was, interesting. Okay, hopefully this is not pausing too much. I go back and forth between using the Ethernet cable or the Wi-Fi. I'm at a higher floor in my apartment building, so sometimes the signal is not that good. So I have the Ethernet cable, but sometimes it's a pain to drag it all the way from over there and bring it over here. So sometimes I'll use the Wi-Fi. So hopefully it's not as choppy. Okay, so let's take a look at the market. So it says here a high-level snapshot of the markets today. So it looks like the S&P is up slightly. And again, I'm doing this earlier because I'm not working today. So the market is actually not fully done for the day. It's 3 o'clock, so there's still like an hour left along with after hours movement. Okay, so Bitcoin is at 123,564. So Bitcoin actually moved up. Remember, we had a retracement all the way back down to, I think, like 119 or 121, somewhere between that area, and now we're back at 124. Again, Bitcoin dominance actually when we went down in price for Bitcoin dominance actually went up for some reason. But as soon as BTC goes up in price, it just seems like Bitcoin dominance goes down. So a lot of people calling for a huge surge in Bitcoin dominance. Maybe we go up an additional 1%, but if the target this cycle is 150, a lot of people are calling for 200. I don't think we get to 200 this cycle, but if the target cycle is 150, that's really, when we look at Bitcoin reach 125,000, it's only $25,000 away from here. And yeah, it's a lot to move up, but compared to what it's at already, it doesn't really seem that much of a big move, right? Okay, so Bitcoin's at 123. U.S. stock broadly pushed higher. The S&P 500 was up 0.6%. NASDAQ gained 1%. Dow climbed 0.2%. Gold soared. Okay, so gold is actually on the move, and which is interesting because I'm actually thinking about getting a 22 karat gold necklace, just like an everyday piece, and I probably need to hurry up and get it soon because gold just keeps breaking all-time highs. It just broke $4,000, so that means the price of gold is going to keep going up. So gold soared past $4,000 an ounce, continuing to draw capital into safe havens amid uncertainty. It says the Bank of England and IMF issue warnings about overvaluation in AI tech names, comparing current valuation levels. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that there is a bubble in AI right now, and that a lot of things are overvalued. However, I think this is the next thing, right? If we look at every couple years, we always get this groundbreaking technology that kind of takes over the next decade, right? For, the last thing was kind of like BTC came out in 2011, really didn't get into the spotlight until 2017, but we're already close to 15 years with Bitcoin. So the next thing on the horizon for me that's kind of taking shape is the AI boom, and it kind of goes really hand in hand with crypto, because you see a lot of projects offering like compute, decentralized compute. We have things like BitTensor, which has subnets and just rewards people for creating new AI models and new AI, apps and subnets and things like that. So I think AI is the next wave here for the next 10 years. So people calling for a boom, I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, we have a lot of things to look forward to. We have robotics. We have full self-car driving. We already have it. Like, we have the Waymo. Tesla's obviously doing its pilot right now. But once that takes shape, just think about how much that will change the landscape when it comes to technology. I mean, when you can call on your app for a car to pick you up autonomously with no driver and take you where you need to go, it's going to reduce the cost of a lot of things. So you could just imagine when it comes into play, there's going to be a lot of stocks that go up in value because of that. And then two, robotics, right? We're going to have chefs, right? Robotic chefs, robotic cleaners. Yeah, a lot of the jobs are going to be taken away, but it's also going to provide an opportunity to invest. And I think this is going to be the next wave, right? There's a lot of upside to AI that we haven't seen yet. And I think we have yet to, grasp the full potential of what it can actually bring to the table. So people calling for a boom, maybe it just gets a small pullback, but I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. Okay. Notable trend: Oracle slipped after reports about challenges in leasing NVIDIA chips on tech sentiment. Yeah, so Oracle had this partnership with NVIDIA, or was it NVIDIA or OpenAI? I forget which one. So yeah, a lot of people are saying like the recent market pullback was because of Oracle and this NVIDIA leasing chips news. But I don't think so. I think, again, the market just always finds something to create a pullback, and because things don't go straight up in price. So always have to be some type of news, right? It says, meanwhile, Intercontinental Exchange announced $2 billion investment in Polymarket, driving gains in ICE shares and pressure on sportsbook operators. Okay. And then it goes into crypto again. Bitcoin's at 123, but broader crypto markets saw some weaknesses. Yeah, the altcoins. I'm actually looking at the altcoins right now, and they're actually going up, right? Again, a lot of people are saying it's BTC, liquidity is going into BTC, which it is. I think the price of BTC could go up, but I don't think altcoins are just going to sit there and not get any gains. And that's what's kind of canceling out the Bitcoin dominance percentage to go above 60% right now. Not saying that it can't, but it's just having trouble doing that, because typically during this time, we do see Ethereum make all-time highs. We do see altcoins going parabolic. So a lot of liquidity is being shared between BTC and these altcoins. So it's just making it very difficult for the Bitcoin dominance to explode like people are expecting. Okay, what else? Binance coin has gone up a lot. It's at $1,400. So that one's moving again. Just signs of altcoins making their move. So that's pretty good. Key risk and themes. Okay, so here are the key risk and themes, and then we'll get into the chess. AI overvaluation, like we said. I don't think that's the case. Maybe a slight pullback, but I don't think it's overvalued. I think they're going to bring tremendous value to the market, and and we're going to see a lot of companies and services be provided because of that. Two, regulatory ambiguity in crypto tokenization. Tokenized equities are blurring lines between securities and derivatives, catching regulators' attention. I don't think this is going to be an issue because, they actually just announced that DPIN tokens are not securities. I think that's going to be the trend going forward. I don't think that we are going to see the current administration go against big crypto. I think it's going to be a lot more relaxed. I think they still are going to pose the question. They'll probably still challenge some stuff, but for the most part, they're going to leave it open for innovation to take place. Shifting capital flows, aggressive gains in gold, and strong demand for safe haven assets. Investors are hedging risk, and equities indices hit highs. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are moving towards safe havens. We do have a lot of debt here in the U.S. So the dollar. Okay, hold on. Make sure this is not freezing. Here comes the Wi-Fi issues again. Hopefully my next place has better Wi-Fi. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, so the U.S. dollar, the U.S. has a lot of debt. The dollar, in my opinion, is losing value to things like BTC, real estate, gold, things like that. So a lot of people are looking for these safe havens. And again, I think we're going to see a lot of these asset values go up, especially with these rate cuts here coming soon. We're supposed to be getting a rate cut here in October, and most likely to be 25 basis points. And then we get a break in November, and then the Fed meets up again in December to end the year. And most likely we will get a rate cut there then as well. So more to come on that, and more to come on the crypto market. Again, all eyes is really on the crypto market right now, since we are the year after the halving, and most people are expecting an altcoin season. Again, when most and then some people are calling for a top two. So we have to see, right? I think October will be telling towards the end of October, especially going into November, December. Those are going to be some telling months. Now, I definitely think people that are calling for a 5-year cycle will probably be end up making a video in December saying how they're selling. That's just my prediction, right? I don't think. We could potentially go into the first quarter of 2026, but in my opinion, I think the cycle is going to play out very similar to when it did last cycle and the previous cycles, where we top out somewhere in December, and if anything, maybe extends into January of 2026. So, yeah, but we'll see. My prediction is a lot of those people are calling for a 5-year cycle will be also how they're selling their positions, because at the end of the day, a lot of people can say whatever, but when those prices start going up, it's going to be hard to not take profit, right? Okay, that's pretty much it for the update. Let's play some chess, and yep, some water first. But yeah, so easy to navigate through the city when you're moving from like 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. There's not that much people out there, that you have to deal with at the grocery store, at the gym, at the mall, any store. It's just a great time to be outside during that time period. But most people are usually at work. So that's kind of the tough part, right? So, but eventually you want to get to that point where you can own 24 your whole day. So that way you can experience the beauty of being outside during those time periods. All right. Doo 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 doo. Oops. Oof. Perfect. Drew it out. What would you tell somebody who graduated college with a degree in accounting and finance and is now trying to look for a job but makes more than the entry level jobs available? What would you tell someone who graduated college with a degree in accounting and now trying to look what makes more? Yeah, I mean, I don't think your job from college or the degree that you got, you necessarily need to At this point, a lot of college degrees are not useful, so it kind of just depends on what you're doing, right? If you are at a job right now that you're making more money, but there's no opportunity to move up, like it's hard to get promotions, then maybe you need to take an entry level job in finance or accounting, and and you can move up there, right? Because when I first started audit, I was only making $32,000, right? Entry level. I could have made more money being a manager at a Japanese steakhouse that I worked at. I was a busser, but I'm saying if I moved up, I could make more money, or maybe even bussing tables. If I worked every day, I could have made more money. So even though you're making more money with your job that you're working now, do you have opportunity to move up? And usually, if you don't have a degree, or you just got your degree and you don't have a job in that specific degree, and this was something you were working as you were going to college, probably don't have as much promotion opportunity. So I would say try to find an entry level job in finance or accounting where you have the opportunity to get promoted. I would tell you that there. I mean, when I first got a job, I'm pretty sure I could have been making the same amount of money or more at a job that didn't require a degree. But it wasn't really about that in the beginning, especially when you just graduated. It's more about, getting in the field and getting experience so that way you can move up. So that would be my suggestion, right? Okay, let's run another game here. Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's me. It's me. I could have took that free pawn. Free pawn. I'm gonna break the center because it's getting annoying to me. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh no! I wanted to move to G8. Good Lord. That's the hard part. I'm 44 now. Don't want to move up in the security/law enforcement industry. Then, yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable at your job at this age or at 44, then maybe you just stay there, right? I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to make more money? Or have you ever even used your degree? I'm trying to see. What would you tell someone who graduated college late with a degree? So, did you even? So, I guess my question is, did you even use your degree? Like in the current job you are at right now, are you using your degree or are you not? Is the question. Because I mean, if you are, oh, he's up. If you are not, but you don't want to, yeah, and you don't want to move up, yeah, it all depends on you, right? Like you need to want it. If you're not going to have the strength or the desire to move up, then you're going to be at the job, you're going to hate it. So I wouldn't force it if you don't want to do that. I would focus on what you want to do and then do that at the highest level. There we go. There we go. Come on, move down. Move down. Thank you. I'm working on getting the first job in the finance field. Yeah, that's going to be the first step, right? Either entry level financial analyst, audit, bookkeeping, something like that, because it's going to be hard to, you know, get in that type of field right now. I mean, just jump to the top. Did he not see that? That's weird. Just got it a year ago. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take some time. I mean, I was in my entry level position for 3 years before I moved up to my next big position. Okay, so he's trying to do that. Let's see if I can do this. I should be in good shape here. All right, perfect. Here. And I'm going to move this up. Okay. Can he check me there? No, I think we're good here. Wow, I could have taken that. No, I think I. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was so terrible. Hold on. When he did this, I could have just taken it. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I don't know how I lost that game. That was crazy. But yeah, just a year ago, yeah, you still have some more time with that. And it depends on what you're doing too. But if it's like a financial analyst position or like accounting, you can move up to senior position, manager, director. Like there's a lot of movement up in those areas. All right, buddy. Okay. And then he got it back. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's checkmate. Doo-doo. All right, cool. Let's see if he wants to run it back. Ethereum updates. Ethereum's at 44, 4,500. Most likely, again, my prediction for this cycle is 8,000 to 10,000. On the low side, maybe 6 to 7, but I think it could hit 8 to 10,000. 10,000 on the high side. 8,000 would probably be more realistic since it's like a double from here, and I could see Ethereum doing a double from here. But it's doing pretty good. I think it's holding up pretty good at that 4,500 level. A lot of people suggested on crypto Twitter that it would fall to like the I forget what it's called, the EMA 300 200 EMA, something moving EMA, which was like at 3,200 3,300, and it did not fall to that. I think again we're getting closer to the end of the year, so it's most likely Ethereum will be going up opposed to retracing. Because if it went to 3,300, it would need a lot more. That would be a huge correction. So it'd take like a month for it to get back to where it's currently at, which I don't think it's going to do that. I think it's going to stay where it's at and go higher, right? I'm a sergeant. I'm trying to totally get into a new field. Okay, so military, essentially. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I know a lot of people in the military. My cousin, yeah, my cousins are in the military, and I have some family members in the military. And one thing I noticed is it's hard to, at least from what I could see, it's hard to use what you did in the military as experience outside of the military. Like it's just harder to get like a regular job for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I think just because the business is different, it is different. Corporate is way different than the military. Like military jobs. I don't know if accounting is the same in the military, right? Now it could be, right? I don't know. I just see like it's harder for military folks to get a job outside of the military. But it's just from what I can see again. I got into as a hobby and then went into school for it because I heard it was a growing field, but it feels extremely hard to get into. Right? Yeah, I mean, when I was going to school, it was easy to get into that field. It was still hard to get a job. Um, it took me like 4 or 5 months to get a job out of college, and this was in 2015. So this was 10 years ago. So right now it's extremely hard to get a job. Extremely. Especially if you have no experience. Okay. I played super bad this game. And I'll do a perpetual, perpetual, perpetual. Um, oh, at least I thought I could do a perpetual. This might be checkmate right there. Oh no. Oof, that was checkmate. Public safety. I work at a college, La Fola. So did I read that wrong? Let me see. Sergeant. I'm a sergeant. Isn't that or a sergeant? Or am I reading that wrong? Or did you spell that wrong? Or maybe it's something different. Let me see. Um, and this thing is freezing. Okay. I think that's good. All right. So let's see what this is. Maybe I'm just not. No, sergeant. Sergeant is a ranked in armed forces. So yeah, military. So, and you said you work in a school, and typically I do see people that have public safety. Yeah, I mean the job. That's what I'm trying to say. People in the military, like those type of jobs, like security, public safety, very easy to get into. It just aligns with your experience. right? But finance and accounting, it's a totally different thing. Even if you were doing, I mean, I don't know. Even if you were doing accounting and finance in the military, like you were going against somebody that had experience that worked at Raymond James or a big four company, it would be harder for you to get the job over that person just because it's different experience, right? That's all I'm trying to say, essentially. But public safety, that makes sense for sergeant, like those security positions and public safety. That seems like something easier to transition into from the military, opposed to a financial analyst role, right? What's good, man? Hope all is well. Thank you, big boy Billy. Everything is good. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let me see what else. I think that was it. Those are those two. Finally getting all of the legal work done for real estate brokerage in Massachusetts. That's good news, man. That's really good. Hopefully you get your license. Hopefully you can start selling some property. Or is that what you're gonna do? That's what they call supervisors here. Okay, so you're not military. It's just sergeant is what you're called at the college, is what you're trying to say. But either way, it's still public safety, right? It doesn't relate to the finance field, so it would take you getting some experience in that field in an entry level position and then moving on up, right? But yeah, I've never heard of public safety person being called a sergeant, but maybe it's different, right? Maybe I know when I used to work at one of the banks, or I used to work at Citibank, they used to, or they still call people. A lot of people they called me an assistant vice president. Didn't really match the work that I was doing, but a lot of people there, like the titles, really were just they came up with different titles, so I could see that. But yeah, big boy Billy, good good on the real estate license. Hopefully you're able to get that and then start getting into property. It's going to be good. And I think that's what you're going to get right with yeah, real estate brokerage in Massachusetts. That looks like you'll be selling some real estate or something with real estate. So that's good to hear. Okay, I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it for today. We went over the market. So if you didn't see the market update, just go to the first 10 minutes of the live stream and you'll see that. And yeah, I'll go live again Sunday. Again, next year, I'm most likely going to keep one live stream a week, but I'm going to start doing long form content where I upload a video on Sunday and then you'll be able to watch it at whatever time. I mean, you could do that with the live streams, but I think they push out more of the long form content. I know they pushed out more of the short form content, but live streams they don't really give too much viewership unless you have that long form content going, which I've done for a while too. I have a lot of long form content. So, but I'm gonna start doing some more. Working on marketing and prospecting recently expired and FSBO stuff. I'm not sure what FSBO stands for, but let me look it up. FSBO. For sale by owner. For sale by owner is a real estate transaction where property owner sells their home directly to a buyer without the involvement of a real estate agent or broker. So would you be facilitating the transaction? Or like the middleman, or I'm not sure how that would work. Or maybe you do the marketing for them, right? Or something like that. Like you get with the owner and you say, okay, let's do a direct transaction. I'll market it for you. Maybe that's what you're doing. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's see here. Let's look at this game review. This one I played bad here. I had two blunders. But I wasn't really paying attention. So they're saying take this. Oh, that was actually, yep, that discovered attack. Yep. When they cannot sell their home, I come along. Looking to, but in essentially looking to. I'm assuming you mean looking into it, but essentially when they cannot sell the home, I come along and help them. Essentially, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully that works out. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll be going live Sunday, and I'll see you guys then. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.